Welcome back to Jeff Koinange, live at the Villa Rosa Kempinski, here with the Grand Mullah. And as always, when we have someone like the Grand Mullah on the show, we got to put a disclaimer. So the views expressed by the guests are those of the guests alone, none of KTN, and certainly none of the host. So MKU students, don't burn us, don't burn this hotel, don't burn your campus, and don't go after the Grand Mullah, because nobody messes with the Grand Mullah. We're talking issues, moving forward. By the way, keep tweeting at Ahmednasir Abdullahi, at Koinange Jeff, the hashtag Rogue Justice. Grand Mullah, the Pangani 6, which was a great lesson when you put politicians in the cellar, in the cooler for a few days, for them to literally cool off. It worked, didn't it?
Yes, but you see, I mean, the Pangani 6 shows the tragedy of the justice system in this country. I mean, someone is arrested for committing an offense, and this one was a case of, this hate crime or hate offenses. It's a very simple case to prosecute, because you just need to show the court that this is what he said, and according to the law, this is classified as a hate crime. You need maybe 2-3 witnesses to prove your case.
Yeah.
But in Kenya, someone is taken to court, a lot of fanfare, I mean, the DPP, the police, everybody will say that now we are hard on this. Then what happens? Nothing.
Yeah. No follow-up.
No follow-up. The case is not prosecuted. I mean, adjournment after adjournment. Then the case will die, and people will be acquitted. Then 6 years down the road, we will have the same circle. In Kenya, when you have a country like Kenya where people commit criminal offenses, there is no prosecution, no evidence is called, no conviction is attained, the system will break. The system will break, and that is, we are very close to that, because in Kenya, apart from the people in Eastlands who are charged with bank or petty stealing, and they are taken through the process, they are convicted, and they are in prisons. The Kenyan middle class, the politicians and the rich never go to court. They are never convicted. They are never imprisoned. Yes.
And when these 6 felt the conditions of the Eastlands people, going to toilet in one bucket, sharing the bucket, sleeping on the floor. I mean, Gunjiri was fainting.
No, but you see, I mean, that is nothing really. I mean, if you want to teach people lesson, take them through the system, then jail them for 6 years in Kamiti or Manyani or wherever you want. That is a strong signal to everybody that if I do this, this is the consequence. The guys who did what I may do are in prison. But I mean, if you spend 6 days in Bangani, so what? I mean,
yeah. I mean, speaking of justice, Oscar Pistorius down south, he got 6 years for the murder of his girlfriend, Riva Skiing Camp. 6 years. What do you think?
No, I mean,
is that justice?
It's just not in South Africa, but you saw many other countries in the world. When you do a criminal act, there are consequences. You will be taken through the process, and if you are found guilty, you will be taken to court, you will be jailed, and you will go to prison. And that is, Oscar Pistorius' lesson. So I mean, there's no reason, look, if we look at the money we spend in our justice sector, there's no reason why we can't have, such an efficient system that will ensure that everybody who commits an offense will be punished.
And that's the difference between South Africa and a place like Kenya.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. Or even I mean, Netanyahu is a good example. The former Prime Minister, Olmert.
Yeah, Mayor of Jerusalem.
Mayor of Jerusalem.
Yes.
He was a lawyer.
Olmert.
Yes. He's in prison.
Correct. Correct.
For the president, I mean, the president in Israel is a figurehead. He fondled a lady.
That's right.
I mean, yes. So the president, the prime minister of Israel, I mean, Israel is a first world. When you look at certain aspects of its justice system. But the point is, when your justice system doesn't work, when your criminal justice system doesn't work completely, it's broken like Kenya, this country is facing a mortal danger.
So with someone like Makau Mutua, if he got the job, could he turn the justice system around? Could he, as radical as he is, could he make those changes?
I think so. But I mean, there are many other chief justice, there are many other candidates. There are many good candidates. I mean, by the way, there are quite a number of good judges who are applying from the Court of Appeal. There are also lawyers like I'm told Zamba Kitonga, who was former president of the Law Society.
Yeah. What about Paul Kihara?
I don't know whether he has applied. I think there's a feeling that people from Central Kenya should not apply for this. Yes, there's a feeling. I don't know. I mean, there's this theory that the other two arms of government are from Central Kenya.
Yes.
Let us leave the judiciary to the other Kenyas.
Yes.
But Kenya has quality. There's a lot of good judges. There's a lot of good lawyers. But let us pick the best, so that we have the best. Yes. Our competitive system must bring the best. Yes. And last time when I was in the JC, there were 12 candidates that applied. We interviewed all, and Willie was the only one who was not from the judiciary, and he got. Maybe this time we'll get someone from the judiciary. Maybe we'll get someone from outside. But it is a very important process for this country.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is this window.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because the constitution, the last 5 years during Willie's tenure, and the judiciary has taken a lead role in implementing the constitution, in checking the powers of the executive. I can tell you Uhuru is not very happy with some of the decisions, but the majority of the decisions he has respected. He has shown respect. Even Parliament, you saw Parliament, the MP from Luo Nyanza, who was thrown out of Parliament.
Yeah.
The court has
reinstated
him. That's a very bold decision for a court to make, and I think the judge did a wonderful job to make it.
You were involved in the Supreme Court decision in the last presidential election, weren't you?
Yes.
Are you worried that if we get to that stage in 2017, if it gets to the Supreme Court, will we have a Supreme Court in place?
Yes, we'll have a Supreme Court. We have enough time. The election will be in August 2017. We almost have, a year and 2 months. Unless Parliament plays games with, the candidates that the JAC forwards, we should have the fully constituted Supreme Court by October, November.
Yeah.
Yes.
Speaking of presidential elections and politics in general, Ababu Namwamba, finally, the best kept secret in town, he was threatening to quit ODM, kicking and screaming. He finally quit.
But there are so many politicians who are so unfair to Raila. He creates them, he nurtures them, he makes them something, then suddenly they turn against him. But Raila will let them lose, and I don't think you will hear of Ababu after 2017.
He's finished.
Take it from me.
Huh?
Take it from me.
But
Ababu will be.
He calls himself Generali.
Civilian general. Even Saddam Hussein was a lawyer, and he used to call himself a general. He was a lawyer. There's a time I talked about, politicians that are created, not politicians that grow on their own. And many of these are so unfair to people like Raila. Ababu, he was my student actually. I taught him at the university.
Is that right?
Yes. He was given a ticket, ODM or whatever it was called. He was made a minister, cabinet minister.
Correct.
Yes. Suddenly now, he has, I think they want to form another party. He said Raila has betrayed him, I don't know how. But let us see now, let him stand on his own feet.
Yeah.
Let him contest the elections because, where he is a very strong, people are very loyal to ODM, people are very loyal to Raila. So I think, I think there's a good chance he will not come back to Parliament.
Maybe he's been promised the deputy position in 2022. Maybe he's been promised.
You're supposed to wait. These are the kind of politics you can't. Kenyan politics is not rational. It's irrational.
Yes.
You will see people, like someone who has been put on a high pedestal suddenly becomes bigger than the person who creates him politically. Then after that, the bubble bursts, and you will not hear of them.
No.
But let us see. Let us see. Let's see where he will go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you think he called ODM's bluff? Did he call their bluff, and in the end they said, and Azako?
I think from what I hear, they will have fired him by next week.
Yeah.
From that
It was going to go anyway.
Yes. There's this organ that the central something committee was supposed to meet next week, and but let's see. he wasn't big in ODM, let's be fair. I mean, ODM is Raila, and Raila is ODM. Everybody else doesn't matter. Yes.
Even the Secretary General?
Secretary General in name. That's why he was saying his gun doesn't have bullets. And I think he was talking literally.
Right.
Yes, yes.
So in Budalangi, if Ababu stands against the ODM candidate...
No, I don't think. There's no chance. There's no chance.
Really?
Yes. Itakuwa history.
Kusha. Next election. There's also talk, and you in your Nairobi Law Monthly this month, you profiled Willie Mutunga very well. I mean, you've given him, the vision and everything. So what if, I think you've heard this talk as I have and many people have, what if he stands for president?
I don't think he's interested. From what?
Are you sure?
Yes, yes. I mean,
what if someone says Willie Tosha?
I mean, Uhuru is a formidable candidate in 2017. I mean, he had made his mistakes, but he has made quite some achievements. He's an incumbent. I mean, he has a lot of resources. I think, he will be a strong candidate. I mean, for anybody to win in 2017 against him, it must be the rest of Kenyans against him. In my view, Raila can't win against him. Kalonzo can't win against him. Wetangula has no chance. I mean, the only person who can win against Uhuru is if we bring an angel. Yes.
And Willie?
I don't know. I don't think he's interested.
What if another candidate?
Another candidate? Which other candidate? There's maybe my good friend, what's his name? Ekuru Okot.
The third wave. The third wave?
I was just with him and he said he's putting on his platform, political platform.
Right.
For 2017. Yes.
He's serious.
Yes, but I'm sure what's his name, Malimu Dubba.
Yeah.
Will also run.
Yes. And Madividi.
Mother Karua. Many candidates.
Budavadi.
They'll all be there.
But no one can beat the incumbent right now.
I think it will take an exceptional candidate, which I don't see on the scene. An exceptional candidate, which has the support of almost everybody else in the country to defeat Uhuru in 2017.
Okay, let's jump ahead. 2022, is that a foregone conclusion? Is it Ruto's to lose?
He's a front runner, really. If everything goes well, if this coalition holds between him and the president, if this central Rift Valley, Ruto brings a lot of positive things into any campaign. He's very strategic, more strategic in my view than Uhuru.
Yeah.
More aggressive than Uhuru. Much hungrier than Uhuru for power. More determined, more focused in my view. He has a good chance for 2022. He's my neighbor, so I will support him. And that counts for a lot.
He's a neighbor across the road.
Yes, yes.
Do you visit him?
In his office, yes.
But who would be his biggest rival then? Would it be Joho then?
Actually,
would it be Gideon May?
No, Gideon is, with a lot of respect, I don't think Gideon is a factor in Kenyan politics.
Are you sure?
Absolutely.
He's got the money.
Will he spend it?
Good question.
Yes,
Good question.
Yes.
Will he spend it?
Or will he be allowed to spend?
Correct. What about the other Ruto? Governor?
No. Let us accept the reality that for the time being, William Ruto is the king of the Rift Valley. Yes.
King of the Rift.
King of the Rift.
Peter Kenneth? No.
It's good to have ambition, but it's good to be realistic. Personally, I want to be president of Kenya, but I'm realistic about my chances. There are many people who are not realistic about their chances, and then every time they will run, they will get 5,000, maybe 10,000 votes. You have to be realistic. You have to know that this is what I'm putting on the table. This is the money I have. This is my constituency. This is the chance of winning. You don't run for the sake of it. Blind ambition or raw ambition will take many guys nowhere. It will only eat into their bank balance.
But you don't think in our lifetime that maybe you, the Grand Mullah, could be the first Somali president of Kenya?
No, there's a good chance, you know. I mean, the average Somali woman gives birth to 10 kids. Well, the national average is 2. So 20,000.
So you have a good chance when it comes to numbers.
I have a good chance. I mean, the average Somali man also has 4 wives. So the numbers are growing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why they canceled the last census.
There's a lot of dynamic. The beauty about this country is there's a lot of dynamics, and you know, elections in this country are free and fair.
Yeah.
It depends on who you are, your resources, all these things. Nobody can stop you.
Yeah.
I mean, you can run and get 10,000 votes, and then even 10,000 votes, when you get, you still insist on, you know, the presidential debate. You will be given your platform. I mean, it's a beautiful country. We just need to fix 1 or 2 things.
Yeah.
The justice sector, the security sector, the infrastructure. I am very hopeful about Kenya. There's a lot of optimism, despite all these challenges, despite these miscreants, you know.
Yes, that'll happen. That's part of the growing pain.
That's part of the growing.
Real quick, before we wind up, your cousins up in Dadaab, I mean that, you know, very lightly, closing down of Dadaab camp and sending all those people, 600,000 or whatever that number is, back to Somalia. Your thoughts?
I mean, it's inevitable, really. I mean, people will have to go back to their country. I mean, if you don't give them, you can assimilate them if you want. I mean, 600,000 is not a lot. But if Kenya decides finally that they must return to their country, there's something called international law, the rule against the refoulement. You can't send people back by force. But repatriation is an integral part of refugee law. And the conditions for repatriation, for returning them back, is almost, you know, there. But eventually it will be done, but it needs to be done in a systematic manner. I don't think Kenya should set deadline, you know, of December, but, you know, a gradual, systematic, maybe 2 year, maybe 3 year, but eventually, I mean, we must close this camp.
20 plus years later.
Yes, why not?
And then Kakuma next.
Why not? I mean, Southern Sudan now has a coalition government. There's a Masumakate politics. People are learning a lot from Kenya. So eventually it will also be close.
So it's a good thing then in the end.
In my view, I mean, why not? But no deadline in my view. I don't think you should say we are closing December. It's too disruptive. I mean, these are human beings. But I think Kenya should have had like a 3-year program to say that, you know, every year we are repatriating 70,000. But also, you know, there are a lot of Kenyan Somalis who are there, who have been taking, you know, the food rations because of the poor living conditions in northern Kenya. So those ones now, they have been reintegrated, and because 2017 is a year of elections, they need to get the ID card soon.
He's a Nikura.
Nikura ya Farham Ali Mkwanza.
Is he going to beat Aden Duale? Can he beat him?
I will bet on Aden winning.
Yeah.
If I was someone who likes betting,
yes,
I will bet that Aden will win.
Yeah.
Duale will win.
Are you related?
No. I mean, you're not. I come from Mandara. They come from Garissa. So we are not related. But you see, I mean, they are friends of mine, both of them. But I'm being objective. I mean, I was in Garissa 10 days ago, and the money is on Duale winning. I mean, I'm sure there'll be a lot of tweets about it.
Closing thoughts, my friend. Closing thoughts going forward. In terms of judicial returns of this country moving forward.
No. The important thing is that we must get a good Chief Justice. I know for a fact that, and I heard from reliable source, that the president has given his word that this process should be free from any interference, and the JSC should get the best candidate for the country. It's very important when the president does not get involved in this kind of process. We don't need a Chief Justice that will fight the government. We need a Chief Justice that will work with the government, the way Willie was doing.
Yes.
But we don't want also a government that wants to dominate the judiciary. It's not in our interest. We need an independent judiciary, and the Supreme Court will get good men and women. And importantly, in my view, I mean, if I was the JSC, you know, I would have given the deputy CJ, a woman, and even the other position of Tanoi, I would have given to another woman. So that we have 3 women and 4 men, and that will balance the court proper. But that's for the JSC. The other thing is that I think we need to fix our police. The CID is the biggest threat to national security. I've said this many times, not because I have some issues with Moro, and it's true I have some issues with him, but that doesn't mean I cannot comment about this because it's a national issue. We must fix the CID. These death squads that operate, when they kill, Makapuri, Makapuri was killed in court. He was in court. He had a mentioned death for a criminal case.
Right.
When he came, he was shot in the presence of the court. Nothing happened. Everybody knew that it was CID death squad that killed him. But we didn't complain because he was Makapuri.
Yeah.
Yes. But even when you kill the devil, there must be due process. Yes. even when God removed the devil from heavens, there was due process. He was tried, and he was found guilty. And eventually sentenced.
Yes. And the Grand Mullah?
I'm part of civil society, these people who make noise on the peripheries. Very important constituency, Not everybody can be in government. Not everybody can be in parliament. We need many Kenyans who are outside government, comfortable. What do you need in government for? So that you can, run this fuel gasless at taxpayers' cost. You're doing an excellent job on the bench. You are influencing decisions. You are shaping opinions. There are many Kenyans who are not in government who are very effective, and that is civil society is very. When Obama came to this country, he emphasized the power of civil society.
Correct.
The Law Society of Kenya, the Federation of Women Lawyers, the Kenya private sector. Those are critical organs that will ensure that the government is properly checked. And the country progresses in the right direction.
Checks and balances. Finally, Grand Mullah, this story about plastic fish made in China.
I haven't followed it. I don't eat. I eat fish, but I don't know. But
they say they bring fish from China to Kisumu.
There are many things we import that's not necessary. There's so many things that you import from China that is just a drain on the foreign exchange of this country. There are some things we should import, but some things are not necessary.
Unnecessary.
Yes. Why do you import fish from wherever it is? There's a lot of fish, both in the sea and in the lakes, and even in the rivers.
Grand Mullah, always a pleasure, my friend. Assalamu alaikum. Thanks so much, man. Eid Mubarak.
Eid Mubarak.
All right. All the best. Regards to family.
Everything is well.
How many kids now?
5 always.
So you need 5 more to get it. The Grand Mullah has spoken. He could be president one day, you know that. One day. You're still young, by the way.
Why not? Why not?
God help us all. Keep tweeting at Ahmednasir Abdullahi, at Koinange Jeff, the hashtag Rogue Justice. Tomorrow night, it's all about Germany, France. That's right. The semifinals of Euro 2016. So that means there'll be no JKL Inspiration Thursday. KTN and Bamba TV have the rights to Germany, France. So watch that tomorrow. We'll be back here next week, same time, same place. Meantime, like I said, keep tweeting at Ahmednasir Abdullahi, at Koinange Jeff, hashtag Rogue Justice. Thanks so much for joining us. Good night. Good luck. God bless. Or as they say, Ahlan wa sahlan.
Thanks for having me.